Bitch, I'm a ball, I cannot fail. Keep a 40 on me, bet you can tell. How could I say why you niggas in jail when I got 20 other niggas to hell? I got 20 other niggas in jail. Couple niggas need a rack for the bail. So I'm serving where the snow in the hill. Cause you from out of state came in the mail.
Fuck the ops, that's how I feel. Big fifth, send them niggas to hell. I'm double M, shorty, can he not tell? Robbing banks, but I got clientele. Flip phone, $1 million sale. Haven't been broke since I made my first sale. Hennessy, North Island, Joel. Bitch, I'm ballin', this ain't no NFL.
Alright, play for placement. Keep going. Alright, you're connected to use brick. Or brick or metal. It's going northwest far. That's 50 blue. Don't get too kill hungry. He's in his ball again. Try to get a pick below you. If you can. Play for placement, you're almost there. You have a heavy sniper if you can get that wall out. That's 120. Nice. Alright, pop minis if you can. We still have a heavy sniper loaded. You have one more big. Yeah, that's right.
Cracking noise when it gets broken through as Karsa cracks through right there. Now we're jumping on board with TFUE and Cloaksy from FaZe, popping off those slips, but also starting to get limited on builds. They just did a 50-50 split, I'm assuming, so probably about 50 builds total for the two of them, but good pressure now coming out, and might have been a little bit of a miscommunication there because it looked like they had pressure, but opting for the rift.
Or no, there were 3 players there. I think someone else used that rift, and they may have gotten sucked into that.
Gotcha. Okay, but now inside the top 15, so 3 placement points plus their elims. Looking now for top 10 as the next threshold. You can see the format there in the top right, but TFUE looking for a spot to set his feet and begin fighting again.
Yeah, if he's going to be able to get into a fight. We've been on board with TFUE for a little while now, and he hasn't really had much of an opportunity to engage with anybody. And he's looking, he does see an opportunity now. He's going to throw down some damage, and that was some blue damage onto that player. And cracks the baller, trying to make him pay. That player is going to go low. Cloak, he's getting pressured too. That was the player that he was shooting at earlier.
He only has 7 builds, so he needs to be careful when he opts to use them here. Does work his way around the side of the mountain.
Goes in for the
attack. Perfect tilt. Can he get back to Cloaksy and help him? Shot does not quite look like it connects. Now Aspect picks up the conversions onto Mistoris and perfect tilt almost into the top 10. Cloaksy still in the server as well, sitting on 75 effective HP. TFUE sees this guy right there, gets the edit, needs to work his way back in, trying to pair up with Cloaksy, and now we get to reset for a second as we're into the top 10. 11 points so far for the FaZe duo. Make it 12 as Divinity goes down, and TFUE trying to line up the next shot, and he is just doing work on this mid ground.
I had mentioned before that TFUE really didn't get into a lot of fights. Well, he's been in plenty of fights, but Cloaksy is going to go down. Can TFUE bring this one back for his squad? He's going to get trapped on the mountain. Player right in front of him. Can he stay alive? He's getting shot at, but it's going to be TJ who picks him up. He got pinned literally between a rock and a hard place and could not get out of that one. Prestivant, Mio J, they're going to be up in the high ground here, but you see the bodies beginning to drop. There's so many players here that are having to deal with Old Man Mountain Sundown, and we already know that Old Man Mountain will always collect his toll, and that is exactly what's happening here. Only a few more players are going to remain. Tezza's going to be right outside. Goodbye, Tezza. And it's going to go down to Mio J and Prestivant.
Yeah.
Both duo against these two guys. Can they do it?
Keep an eye on Texture and Eclipse. Texture in your bottom right-hand corner already has 6 elims. They're very aggressive. We've seen them clutch out in this situation, and what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to bait Prestivant and Mio J into thinking they're ramping one way so they can then commit to another side and find a shot. But now that they've waited out the ultimate part of the cliff, they're able to start sliding down, but they need to be careful because Mio J and Prestivant are going to be able to take shots. Mio J starting to pressure down.
Oh, Mio J goes down! down. NeoJ goes down. Prestivin's going to be all the way up in the high ground, and he waterfalls. But as it currently stands, as far as health is concerned, Eclipse should be able to win this. Tetra is just trying to put the pressure, and he's going to go down. And victory royale for the Bolt duo. Tetra and Eclipse. They managed to shut down the player up in the high ground.
Just outside of that top spot last week in terms of qualifying. I believe he was 8th on NA East when there was 6 spots. So really good to see him performing here again as well. Definitely a World Cup final hopeful, as you see Nate Hill dropping out in the storm to utilize that launch pad and get over to the next rotation.
Oh, he does manage to get on top of some players here. He's going to tag him for 100 blue, goes into this, but drops down, and then will hurt that one, but Sharp will fall. That was going to be a very painful drop there for Nate Hill. That could have gone south very quickly, but Nate managed to regroup, regain control, and pick up the elimination. We'll be right back into the swing of things here. He has Aegis and DK Mango right next to him, but we're still going to remain with Nate Hill. See how he plays this one out. As far as the build goes, I'm sure you'd like to be able to upgrade that SMG as well, but for the time being, it's going to be more focused on surviving here and not running into any players.
Yep, looking to just stay towards the outside of this rotation. If you look in the bottom right, since we are by Lonely, not a ton of variable terrain. As he drops down, finds Keys with a great 200 pump to the back.
And that was an edit that he just disengaged from defending and wasting the resources for too long and happened to just stumble upon the player that was right in front of him, thus giving him some more shield and some more added protection. Nate Hill right back in this.
Yeah, and now we're into the top 15. So those placement thresholds coming at 15. There you go, top right-hand side of your screen, 11 through 15th gets you the 3 points. Next two come from 6th to 8th. 2 more from 2nd to 5th, and then the victory route is worth 3 for 10 cumulative, and each elim being worth a point. So Nate right now on this basically fantastic solo effort, coming out with 4 elims and the top 15, already 7 points for him. And look who's on that ultimate high ground, GB.
Scary territory here for everyone in this lobby, because when Saf and Zate have that control, there are very few players that could stop them. This is going to look really good for Saf and Zate if they do manage to secure these. But the work is not done yet. A lot of talented players are still going to be in this fight. You have Ninja down low, DK Mango, Reverse, 2K, Sizz Lucky, who we've seen pop up quite a bit. Fume, I've seen his name a few times. Triumphs. DK Mango pushes on in. He's going to get beamed out by Latency. And the elimination coming in. Reverse 2K is going to be out of the fight as well. Ninja still in the game, trying to keep it going for his duo. You got King Trig just going to be right next to him, as well as Ryan, and Saf drops low. Oh, apologies on that one. I could have sworn I saw Saf drop low, but he still should be in that high ground position. You never know in these crazy moments, Sundown, what's going to happen.
It does get so incredibly tense as we're getting to that last placement threshold. Ninja trying to find some room on the tarp, has a ton of mats and the heavy sniper as well. So now he's getting towards that front side of the circle.
Nice play.
Great pump shot there, making sure he maintains the edit priority and then going out to try and chase, but can't quite find it. Now, you have Fume and Sizz Lucky. As no, they are separate, so those are the 3 solo riders there with Ninja. Otherwise, it's 2 duos, and you see him trying to find the pump push with the heavy snipe, knows the players there, but honestly, getting to the top 5 with a solo rider at this point has been very impressive. Great shot going out, but can he convert a little slow on that swap? He needs to grind it out and gets it. Great job to stick with it, covers back up.
This is
Will
rough.
he be able to get through, though?
This is rough,
Well,
Sundown.
no, Saf knocked one for him, giving him a little bit of space to buy out the other side.
And that was going to be Ryan, who was at the mid-ground there, going to pop those minis, get back into this fight, potentially. One elimination could bring him up to a decent amount for the health here. Just has to play this one out smartly, and he's going to get eliminated by Trig. But Trig, very well done from him. And Zate's going to be down low now. It's going to be 3 duos left alive, but Saf, the lone gunman, standing for his duo because his teammate is going to be out of this one. Sizz Lucky and Trig. Trig's going to be in the mid-ground. Saf over in that ultimate high ground. And Sizz Lucky lucky. He's actually going to see him right in front. Trig is going for it. Trig continues to own that safe zone there, but it's continuing to tick away. And as far as health goes, Saf has that life lead.
Campfire and bandages. He has campfire and 13 bandages. Saf can just drop the campfire and run back. If Sizlucky doesn't find him,
he's shooting the face.
Has to knock him. It doesn't matter. All Saf has to do is run around and not get dropped, which he does, no problem there. Coming out from Saf, brilliantly executed. He's played that high ground so many times to know he has the utility.
It's a way to encourage players to be sure they're included in part of the combat. You don't necessarily want people sitting on the outside and waiting for the end game and doing nothing.
Yeah.
One duo you're not going to have to worry about that with is Demo and Bizzle. Bizzle, one of the most consistent players we've seen. This heavy sniper, I don't know if you noticed, Bizzle's got a boombo. The combo there of knocking down the wall and immediately threading a boombo shot in. That arrow can hit for quite a bit, but so can the heavy snipe.
It makes it easier when they edit a window for you. So DMO with basically a free knock right there, and this combination they're using right now, they've used it to secure the last 2 eliminations they've gotten. Make it a 3rd tag right there. This is scary, scary stuff to see.
Probably a little misstep there. Bizzle dealing 100 damage to himself. A little bit of a yikes. The player sticking out of the top of the building over there. I will say that heavy snipe into boombo shot combo is lethal in the right hands.
Stinks landing on a DMO. He'll have to back up for the moment. Bizzle, so smart, expects another stink to be thrown, builds the forward ramp right there, and the stink hits there, so he's safe in his box. Quite the 200 IQ play. Does wind up picking up a big shield from his teammate because he had to pop his last little bit of healing in that slurp juice. Bizzle with a rift to go, and again, I do call, and I have said publicly before, I think Bizzle is the most consistent Battle Royale player I've ever seen in these different BR competitions. Every single time, it seems he makes it right on into the top 10. He's the winningest Fortnite player in total prize money in history with over $500,000. And he's going to go ahead and pop that rift early on with his teammate as they float towards the zone. 40 players remaining, 24 duos.
It's funny you mentioned the amount, the winning prize pool that he's picked up over his career thus far. Put in perspective the fact that when the World Cup finals happen, whoever comes away with #1 there immediately breaks all records on the spot. That's how momentous of a prize pool it is.
But fortunately, in that transition, you see Bizzle's able to land and secure an elimination, but it's DMO who gets one, but then is immediately traded by this duo of Silic and Davon. Bizzle tunneling on out. Building on the high side, you see Saf and Zayt still alive, playing on the low ground for the moment.
Zayt there, 6 eliminations. The barcode name doesn't necessarily make it the easiest to know if you're at home and not super familiar with the players and their teammates. But we assure you that is in fact who it is. Saf tunneling his way through there, layering with the metal.
Am I dumb or am I not thinking of why they'd make a barcode name in this game? Because it originated in other games because people didn't want to give away. There was no such thing as anonymous mode or streamer mode as they have in this. But in this, having barcode, I think just does nothing.
Basically, yeah.
So now I'm just mad at Zayt.
That's pretty much what it is. There will be a tweet from Courage later at Zayt, which is probably just an angry face. That's it. The 120 from above catches the rotation. Saf secures the elim. 6 total for this duo at this point. 19 duos remaining, 26 players total, and 3 seconds till this circle closes. We're coming up on circle 8. The pressure is going to be extremely high right now. Boombo shots from underneath as Zayt's attempting to knock any of the branches above that he can. Maybe keep people on their toes, or a potential mistake, a reaction from somebody. A shot from above, and Rainey pays the price. 7 eliminations for Zayt. His accuracy extremely good in reaction moments like that.
And the difference from 125 health to 175, immense. It makes all the difference in this late game. Saves you from dying with one shot to an RPG. Helps protect against that shotgun damage. Have they claimed this floor? It doesn't appear so as of yet. Now they get it. The shot goes in. You see the player below frantically trying to return some fire. Hasn't happened as of yet. Zayt continuing to put the pressure on. Down to our top 10 teams now. So already a monster 12-point game for this duo as they look to continue to rack up a score. Saf with one just off to his right. Saf now under 20 HP. Bizzle still alive, gets the elimination onto Wallhack Jack, a name we've seen many times in our passive competition. There goes Bizzle, down to the hands of Zate and Saf. And they're going to continue to push on through, looking for more limbs.
One underneath, directly underneath. We'll see if he can catch that elimination. dakotaz looks like he does, in fact, go down. Zate is sitting on 10 of his own. The very edge of the storm, 168 total health and HP. He can survive a heavy snipe shot. He can also survive a player dropping in, gets the shotgun shot. Timber goes down, walls off, and gets the follow-up. Every single player he can secure at this point is huge. Another one. K-Dude drops down out of nowhere, but Zate can't get the victory royale as Uvik from all the way in the sky.
Balter with a knock onto perfect tilt.
Cole and Legedian have a top down on the entire map right now. Cole deciding to descend in. How many players are stuck in there? And he misses the drop. Takes quite a bit of fall damage. Cole in a tough situation now. Legedian still holding the top down on the rest of the arena. 12 players, 7 duos, and we are in the final storm. 1 minute and 20 seconds until this closes, and we get down to the very last seconds here, Jack.
Ziff has been knocked. Rocket time, it appears. He's gonna knock him down. Beautifully placed rocket, and he catches himself on the fall. Legedian, yes, brilliantly done. Needs to begin to drop down. Cole, his teammate, did just die to the hands of Colin Fraggs from Envy. Falter and Colin Fraggs, the duo, still alive. They're falling. Legedian following them as well. 100 Thieves now in the battle versus Falter and Colin Fraggs. It looks like it's trading back and forth, but the RPG from above does devastating damage. It's now a 2v1v1. Legedian the high ground. The rocket does not connect. Ronaldo drops on in. He's down to just 50 HP. It looks like he'll win the battle, though, versus Addison. Acreon, 1v1v1. Rocket shot from Legedian. Remember, folks, the extra points earned can be the difference between going to New York and staying home. Heads up play as they move across the man-made structures. He can edit the floor. 200 IQ from Legedian. The Rocket with the win. Love to see it. You'll love to see it. Now, immediately, Sundown winds up coming on over and says, did you guys see this leaderboard? What else stood out for you on the leaderboard?
I mean, so the big one for me in particular, obviously, grimmmz and Spades. We saw grimmmz yesterday saying, like, hey, I'm part of the Wolfgang, popping off there. Check me out. Hopefully I'll be able to do it again tomorrow. I mean, they did more than that, taking home the #1 spot. But I want to give a massive shout out to the team in the #2 spot. Clicks and Skeptic. Skeptic being somebody on the come up, another young player. They had a monstrous last game to get up in there. And Clicks as well, very recently signed by Misfits, ended up coming into the organization, was before just one of the guys. Clicks on YouTube, and somebody was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go like check his stuff out, because he was popping up in all the cups, and he's really, really good.
Yeah, they came in rushing, nigga. A youngin' couldn't feel it, like couldn't feel nothing, nigga. They yelling, get down to the floor, they want no fussing with them. And they flipping shit, looking for something in them. They asking little Benjamin, like where the gun is, nigga. But Benjamin ready, knew the gun ain't with him. He let his nigga hold it down to do some gunning, nigga. So he just laugh at the fence, say ain't no gun up in here. Yeah, he in the car, mind racing. Like how much time is he facing? He got presses, got Molly and shit to weigh it with. But all Benjamin knows that he ain't saying